think about it from this perspective. I want you to think about, first of all, why you joined. Most people join the business to create another stream of income. Some people may have actually joined to try to get rich, but most people joined just to try to make a cushion for themselves, or to kind of take some pressure off their family, maybe to save money. Maybe they joined because they like helping people. They joined because they want to start having vacations or different things like that. There are many different reasons why people have joined the business. And so the main thing I would say to anyone that joined the business is don't forget why you started. That is very, very important for you not to forget why you started. You have to remember there are many different types of people in the world, and the world is filled with people that want success, but there are more people that want success than people who will actually work for success. And so you need to figure out which boat you are going to be in. There are many people in the world. One person that I look up to, I don't really listen to her music, but I admire her work ethic and her presentation and her just her moxie to maximize every gift, is Beyonc. And I use Beyonc because everybody knows who she is. When you say Beyonce's name, everyone's going to know who she is. But there are very few people in the world that will work harder than Beyonc. But there are many people in the world who are way more talented than Beyonc. And so it's not the talent that will take you to where you want to be. Many times it's going to be your work ethic. Who you know can open the door, but who you really are is going to keep you there. You can know all the people that will get you to a certain place, but if you don't have what it takes and you don't have the moxie to keep yourself there, you're not going to stay very long. And so when we are a part of a business where it is critical to depend or work with other people, sometimes we can get sidetracked because, I signed 3 people. That means my 3 boxes should be filled with 400 at least in 30 days, and that's the end of the story. And it can kind of throw you off when that doesn't happen. And so what I want to encourage you all to do is to remember why you joined. Whatever your reason was, remember why you joined. Now, I'm going to speak from a perspective of building a legacy. And I think that there are a lot of people on the phone that want to build a legacy. There may be people on the phone who just want an extra $1,000 a month. That's fine. But I'm going to talk from the standpoint of building a legacy, because at this point in the business, that's all that I know. So if you're trying to build a legacy, nothing about it is going to be simple. My pastor said today at church, he said that, when you are building a 20,000 square foot house, that's going to take 2 years to build. That's not a house that you're going to put up in 6 months. And you have to remember, people who decided to build a legacy, it didn't happen overnight. It may not have happened in 1 year. It may not have happened in 2 years. It may not have happened in 3 years. But you better believe that even when they die, their name will live on. And so you have to decide if you are going to build a legacy or not. And everybody's not going to ride the train with you. Everybody's not going to be willing to put the time in, put the work in, take personal responsibility, put the effort in, lay themselves aside, get over themselves to the point where they can be successful at what it is they want to be successful at. Everybody's not going to do it. And so you have to decide that even if other people aren't going to do it, are you still going to do it? If you sign up 12 people and 10 of them decide that they don't want to work the business, they don't want to complete their 400 box, they don't want to do the steps to success, they don't want to do any of that. If they don't want to do it, are you still going to do it? So that's the bottom line. And if it doesn't happen, if you don't get the bonus at the end of March, are you still going to build a legacy? That's really what it boils down to. And this is a question that I have to ask myself as well. Because, I've been through many different transitions in the business, and I thank God for where I am now, and I thank God for where I'm going. But this business is filled with people with different types of stories. We have 2 black diamonds in the company, and if you don't know what a black diamond is a person that makes over $100,000 a year for at least 6 months consecutively. Okay, that's awesome. That's a stupid amount of money. Right, okay, we have 2 black diamonds. But what you may know about the 2 black diamonds that we have is one of them, it took 7 years for her to get there. The other one, it took 3. So we cannot compare our journeys to anyone, because at the end of the day, as long as the mission is completed, who cares how long it takes? We would love to be the person that shoots to the top or signs 10 people, or the first 5 people that we sign be the people that takes us all the way to our goal. But the question is, even if they're not, are you going to complete it anyway? If you look at the people that are successful in the world, they are people that have had many different types of failures. You can't just look at where someone is now to decide what it took for them to get there. If you look, I think it was Colonel Sanders, I researched his story one time, and the secret recipe he used for Kentucky Fried Chicken, he was denied by over 2,000 restaurants before he found one that would say yes. So if he was denied 2,000 times, what if he would have given up at the first 10? What if he would have given up at 100? Or what if he would have even given up at 1,000? But he didn't. He chose not to give up because he had something that most of us had, and that's belief in what we're called to produce. So you have to have belief in what you're called to produce, so that no matter how many no's you get, no matter how many times people turn their nose up at you, no matter how many times you try to reach out to distributors and they will not complete what they are called to complete or what they said they would do when they sign up, are you going to do it anyway? Are you going to do it anyway? The bonuses are absolutely amazing, but the bonuses are not the end-all and be-all of your business. Because if they never give you another bonus, you can still be a millionaire. Which one is more valuable? Quitting because you're not going to get a bonus, slowing down, not building your business because you know you're not close enough to the bonus, or in 2 to 3 years being a millionaire. Which one is more important? Because I already told God I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40 years old, and for me, that's next year. So if I get the presidential and ambassador bonus, that's fine because I'm still going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 40. So you have to put things in right perspective. You have to make sure you remember the big picture. And so when you forget the big picture, go back to why you said you started. I'm going to tell you something about fear. I know on the flyer that Patrice posted, it talked about overcoming fear and doubt. Let me tell you something about fear. Fear has a mission, and its mission is to completely paralyze you and keep you from completing what you are called to complete. Fear's assignment is to make sure that you die full of potential, full of ideas, full of wealth-building strategies, full of everything that was supposed to radically change your genealogy, not just your life, but your genealogy. See, you think about people like Steve Jobs. He didn't just change his life. He changed his genealogy. Because anybody that comes from his bloodline has a legacy that will never be forgotten. And if he would have been afraid of what people were going to say, we would never have the Apple products we have now. And he was even told, that won't work. This won't happen. People don't want that. He was told all of these things. And then years later, people line up 2 to 3 days to get his phones. And he passed away, and his ideas still live on. So what do you want? Do you want to be the person that is discouraged and despondent because of what other people who quit at probably everything are going to do are doing? That's really what you want to say that out your life. I'm going to give up my business because quitters quit on me. Say that out loud and see how that sounds. It sounds stupid when you say it. But your life is designed not just by the words you speak, but by the actions that you put forth. If you can say, I'm all in, I'm going all the way, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but your behavior says, I'm quitting because of the quitters on my team, then you have just become one of them. And you've also become a hypocrite because you say one thing and you do another. The day you pay for your kit, you become a leader. And I'm going to tell you something about this business. You cannot lead by words. You must lead by example. You must lead by example. You must lead by example. And also as a leader, you have to realize we were all created different. Everybody doesn't do the things that we want them to do. Everybody doesn't do things like we do them. Everybody doesn't respond to how we speak. You have to learn how to talk to people in a way that will help them to feel that they are a part of something that matters. So what I'm talking about is trying to change your thinking system, increase your capacity for what this business really has to offer you. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Some of you wasted January, February, and you finally decided in March that you were going to go for it. And you may or may not get it in March. And you're going to watch all the postings that go on Facebook. You're going to watch the people that promote, and you're going to be discouraged. And then April, you're going to slow down again. And I'm telling you something. If you do that, then you are slowing down your own legacy. Your business is more than a bonus. Every day that you get up, you are working for people in your bloodline that you've never met and that you may never meet. Every day that you wake up and you decide that you want to blitz or that you want to do your social media correctly and not just post on Facebook twice a day and get mad because people are not ordering. So every day you want to use your social media correctly, and every day that you want to contact as many people and do all the follow-ups, you are creating a legacy for the people that you will never meet in your family. I'm going to tell you something about me. My name will last way beyond me. I want the people in my name to talk about me like they know me, because they're going to be so proud that they are connected to someone that inhabits. Because I left a legacy, because I left something that caused them to be secure. Think about the legacy that was left for you. Some people were left a legacy of bills, legacy of financial trouble, a legacy of what they could or could not do, so on and so forth. People were left with all those types of legacies. So do you want to pass that on, or do you want to leave something different? What is it that you want to leave? And so every time someone signs up and they quit and you let that discourage you, you are letting your legacy be stolen. In 30, 40, 60 years, the people that are in your family that you never met, they don't care who quit on your team. They will only care about how you persevered. They only want to hear the stories of how, when the people quit, what you decided to do. Every time you freeze up when it's time to blitz, every time you get to a rap party and you can't function because you're scared to talk in front of people, you're slowing down your legacy. Is that the legacy you want to leave? Your great-great-grandkids said, you know what, we could have been rich by now, but grandma didn't want to do rap parties. Great-grandma was scared of what people were going to say. Is that the legacy you want to leave? So I encourage everyone that's listening today to remember the big picture. Dream boards and all those things are great, but they're absolutely useless if you don't utilize them correctly. You can have sight and no vision. Vision creates your outcome. Because no matter what your vision is, you will do whatever it takes to accomplish the goal. Some days will be better than others. But it doesn't matter that as long at the end of the day, when you close your eyes and go to sleep, that you have no regrets. So I encourage you all today to fight for what you believe in. Fight for the people you haven't met yet. Increase your capacity. If the only capacity you have for right now is earning an extra $500 a month, then I'm going to challenge everyone, do that by the end of this month so you can have a new goal. But I want you to know that somebody needs you to be greater. Somebody needs you to be stronger. Somebody needs you to overcome the things that have been cycles in your life so that they will never have that cycle. Many of the cycles that we experience are because other people experienced them, and they gave them right to us. They gave us faulty belief systems. They gave us bad gifts. They gave us things that will not prosper us in our future. And you have an opportunity to be the trailblazer and say, the buck stops here. I am going to be the game changer in my family, in my genealogy, in my bloodline. I'm going to be the game changer. And I'm going to tell you something. When you decide to be the game changer, it's not going to be all cookies and ice cream. It's not going to be roses. You're going to have to fight for it. There are such things as sweatless victories, but people who have sweatless victories are people who have built up a reservoir of consistency that can be drained by just time. Your consistency says more about you than your words. And I'm speaking to you from a standpoint of a leader. So for those of you that are on the call, know that your consistency says more about you than anything else. So when you don't feel like doing it, when you put it on your wall, why did I start? Put it in big words. Why I started. It's great to put how much money you want to make on the wall, but you know what? If you're not going to do anything to get it, if you're going to let, because Susie May and Shoo Shoo, who quitted everything, quit on you, or because they won't even get 400 in volume, which is easy to do. Yeah, I said it. Getting 400 volume in 30 days is easy. It's easy. Everybody on this call should have promoted by now, because getting 400 in volume is easy if you're working your business. It's easy. I said it. I did. And I can back it up. And anybody on this phone that's a qualified leg already this month will tell you, if you work your business right, getting 400 volume a month is easy. You're about to hear from a young lady who works her business, and she probably don't have to leave her house if she doesn't want to. It's all about finding your niche. And when you find your niche, you maximize it. But if you never have a niche, don't say the business doesn't work when you never work to find the niche. I'm going to tell you something. If no one has ever told you you are good at something, find what you're good at and blow it up. Your volume should explode in the next, how many days we have? 9 days. And I'll close with this. Don't let where you are now determine where you will be by March 31st. If you need 10 distributors to go get the diamond bonus and you need 10,000 in volume, I don't care what you need, get it done. In June of 2013, I was a double diamond, and I didn't need any more distributors, but I needed about 10,000 in volume. And I made up in my mind that it wasn't going to happen. And I sat with my leader, Jennifer Mason. We sat in a Panera Bread, and tears filled my eyes, and I said, I don't know where we're going to get 10,000 in volume from in I think I had less than 7 days, actually, to get it done. And she said, are we doing this or not? I said, I'll try. She said, are we doing this or not? I said, I'll do it. And we did everything that we could. And not only did my volume grow 7,000, my volume grew 17,000. 17,000 in less than 7 days. And it wasn't just me that did it. It was my team. I have a freaking amazing team. And they didn't give up on me because they wanted it for me, but they wanted it for them more. And we got it done. So I don't care what you need. Some of y'all talk about, I need 5 distributors. Okay. Go get your 5 distributors, baby. Okay? And get it done. And that's all I have.
Tia, what has been your biggest challenge since you've been here, and what in turn has been your biggest triumph?
Oh, gosh. Biggest challenge would be, learning that people have a choice. That has been the biggest challenge for me, is learning that people have a choice. What that basically means is when I first started the business, everybody was on board. Everyone's excited. Everyone's doing their part. Everyone's getting their volume. We're all going on. It was almost a whirlwind, so I didn't know what was really happening. I didn't know the magnitude of what was really happening until I hit the challenging moments. When you start promoting in the company, nobody tells you that things could go the opposite way. Nobody tells you that people will quit. I had no idea that people would do that. I mean, I was like, this is great. This is awesome. This is $1 million opportunity. I mean, you know me personally. Why would you quit doing this? Why wouldn't you try? I'm telling you the basic steps to do this. Why would you not? Why would all of these things? And so my biggest challenge was not being angry and releasing people and understanding that if I'm supposed to do something and I'm supposed to be somewhere, that my destiny is not in their hands. Because it is really hard. It is really easy to become frustrated when you know you're doing all that you can. You're doing all that you can. I keep my personal volume very high, and I keep my volume high because I want to be the standard of what I expect my team to do. And so with that, because you lead by example, with that, I'm like, why are you only getting 100? What is this 75? What is this 270? What a part of this don't you understand? And so I had to learn to take a step back and to realize that when everyone pays their $99, it is literally their own personal business. And if they choose not to be a part of the whole, if they choose not to push the vision for the whole and bring something life-changing to those that they encounter, then that's their choice. And then it is my job to trust God anyway with what I feel he has promised me. And so that has been the biggest challenge, understanding that my promotion, that my increase, that everything is not in the hands of the people who said they were going to do something and then don't do it. Does that make sense?
A little bit too much sense. A little bit too much sense. Because that's been one of the we love hard. We love hard. When you become a leader and when you see what the business has done for yourself, you become so passionate and wanting to shake people. Like, do you not see what has changed in my life? Do you not see how simple it was for me to get where I was? How could you not, like you said, and to be able to walk away from something that has changed my life? I was literally driving to Boston Market at 4:30 p.m. today instead of driving from work. I had the best cornbread of my life. And it's something that, you take these things for granted, but, I was so excited. And it's because it's an experience that I chose for myself today. No one dictates my schedule. Anybody could have that. Anybody could have that.
Yeah.
Just by doing some simple things, but respecting everyone as an adult. I have so many leaders that struggle with that concept here, so you saying that is monumental. So many people who still think they can control other people. When we consider how difficult it is to change ourselves, we understand how impossible it is to change others. We can't change people. We can't make them do a thing, but we can inspire them and we can pray for them. And I think that's what you were saying. So I appreciate that message. I hope that resonates with everyone because you will all encounter a time where you want this business more for someone and they want it for themselves, and you can't take responsibility for that.
Yep.
So,
my biggest, you said I'm sorry, did you want me to also tell? You said my biggest triumph also.
No, biggest triumph. I need your triumph.
I think my biggest triumph has been that I'm still here. I think that's my biggest triumph, that I'm still here. I'm very proud of myself
for not giving up on the business. I'm very, very proud of myself because we hear all the time of people who hit certain types of seasons. They may hit a slump. They may slow down or whatever, and then they quit. It doesn't matter what rank. I've heard people quit all the way up to triple diamond. I haven't personally heard of, I have heard of some presidentials quitting. And so I'm grateful that I'm still here. That's really my biggest triumph because I'm gearing up and I'm, putting in the work to make this greater. I'm, writing out some declarations of what I want my business to be like. I'm really seeking God on, what is it that he really says that he wants this to be for me for next year. And that's my biggest triumph. I'm still here. I've had people in certain, in different ranks that were getting great checks to just decide, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore. Broke my heart, shattered my heart to pieces. And that's just being honest. And so the fact that I'm still here, that to me is my biggest triumph because I'm not going anywhere and I'm going all the way.